All right. Let us stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good evening and welcome everyone to our August 22nd MSD Pike Township School Board meeting. And as always, we'll get started with our For the Good of the Cause. Anyone that has anything they would like to present for the good of the cause, you have 3 minutes to use this platform. You will start by stating your name. All right. Moving on, we don't have anyone for the good of the cause. Next, we have Spotlight on Pike, Miss Sarah Dorsey.
Good evening. It's wonderful to see you all again. We've had another fabulous week. Our fall sports seasons are officially underway. Girls soccer kicked off their season today and are in action as we speak. Today was also a match day for boys tennis, and volleyball and girls golf are in full swing as well. Tomorrow is our Pike High School football home opener, and if you can't make it to the game, you can watch it on our free live stream, and that's being presented by our RDTV students with support from our IT department. And I want to especially thank Mr. Daniel Bordenkecker and Mr. Kyle Bredehoff for supporting those experiences for our students, because if you haven't had an opportunity to watch our streams, they are top notch, and it is a really fabulous experience, especially to have in high school. On Saturday, our newly established Pike High School girls football team will take on Ben Davis to kick off year 2 of the Colts Indiana High School girls flag football. Looking ahead, Monday, September 9th, is going to kick off our week-long community-wide celebration of Pike pride, tradition, and excellence. This year, our homecoming carnival will be on Friday, September 13th from 4 to 6:30 p.m., so please keep an eye out for additional information about that. Last but not least, we want to thank the Indianapolis Colts and the American Family Insurance for their incredibly generous donation, which will provide uniforms and books to our students at Eastbrook Elementary School. We also want to express our gratitude to Beckman Coulter and Mr. Jonathan Taylor for choosing Pike to hold a school supply donation collection for us. So we're extremely grateful for all of their support.
Thank you, Sarah. Moving on to reports to the board, our back to school update being brought to you by Starlina Hardiman and Mr. Troy Inman.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. Board President, members of the board, and Dr. Young, I thank you for allowing Mr. Inman and myself to present to you tonight just a little tidbit of some of the excitement happening around our schools. So as you know, there's lots of good things happening at the elementary level. We just had our back to school nights, well attended, a lot of excitement around it. I asked principals to share with me several slides of students engaged in work in the classrooms, staff doing work to get ready for students and those things. And so what you will see in the next several slides is just the culmination of those things on each slide. Each principal was super excited to share slides with me, and I had to say, wait, let's just do 2 or 3 slides because there's a lot of really good work happening. We're really working on honing in on ensuring a positive learning environment, engaging students during lessons, small group collaboration, and overall working to ensure student success. So we're going to start with our preschool, and you know, look at those babies, and you know that our 3-year-old program expanded to College Park and Guyan Creek, and their theme this year is Smile with Excellence. They're ready to work, they're ready to learn, and they basically are looking to set goals for the 3-year-old kids, and that seems surprising, but we know that if we can get our kids in at 3 and continue them through 4, they're going to do really big things as they move up through our schools.
Do you mind if I just chime in real
sure,
quick?
sure.
And so for the first time now to the board, we're able to track, because the students who started off with us as 3-year-olds have now matriculated up through 3rd grade this past year. So the first time we now have an opportunity to see how they perform in comparison to their classmates on the state standard test, IRE 3 and iLearn, and we're seeing about this close to almost a 90% pass and proficient rate. So, which is higher than the district average. I say that to say that expanding the preschool program into the elementary schools, 3s and some of the schools, elementary schools and 4s at the Early Learning Center will allow us to ensure that we've increased capacity, get more children into our 3 and 4 program, knowing the success that we've had. So, yeah, thank you.
Yes, and our 3s are led by Mrs. Gustin Belinsky. I might not be saying that correctly.
That's right.
Okay. And so what you see next is our 4-year-old group. And so because the 3s moved out, our 4-year-olds were able to stretch and grow as well. It's really neat. That program is led by Mrs. Blandon, and getting a chance to see a positive, fun learning environment, taking balance with meeting the Indiana early learning standards. So they're working hard to do that with our kids. Our first elementary school is Central Elementary, the Cardinals, and that is led by Mrs. McGee. And she says they're continuing to grow from the achievement they have had in this last year or two. Their theme this year is Together We Achieve. And so they are working to engage students and staff in collaboration, problem solving, and productive learning environments. At College Park, led by Mr. Botsford, their theme for the year is We Are Family. And so they're really invested in strengthening their school community and seeing the growth from that focus. As you can see from the photos, there's lots of good things happening there, and those are directly from this first full week of school. At Deer Run with Mrs. Graham, they are working to ensure the best learning environment possible. Their theme is Know Better, Do Better. Right? And so we know with the guidance around science of reading, it was important for us to focus on building our capacity in that lane and using resources that supported that science of reading. And so Deer Run is continuing their growth and are proud of their 75% iRead pass rate. iRead 3. So Eagle Creek, as you can see here, they say they've got the right stuff, and so it feels like I'm in like a different generation, a different decade, but it's one of those, I want to say New Kids on the Block, but I could be wrong. Eagle Creek and their principal, Mrs. Guevara, she says, very proud of at the back to school night. They actually had a ribbon cutting ceremony, and at that ribbon cutting ceremony, they were able to present to the school a book vending machine. And so that vending machine was actually the husband of a retired staff member who passed away. He donated $10,000 to PTEF. And then the school applied for a grant to be able to use that money for that vending machine. So that's going to be a great opportunity for those students there. And they will use that as a part of their PBIS programming. Our next school is Eastbrook. And Eastbrook is led by Ms. Gardner. And their theme for the year is Here, Now, Us, Removing Barriers to Learning. And you can see here, this is a staff working, actually they're collaborating around building staff unity. There's a 3rd grade class doing an activity around community building, and then the 5th grade class is engaged in their daily community circle, which they've built into their schedule to have like daily community meetings, and it's a way to really build a school environment. We know that when we remove the barriers, we set our kids up for the highest levels of success. Next up is Fishback Creek Public Academy, and that school is led by Dr. Steele, and her theme for the year is Setting the Stage for Success. They are shining the spotlight on learning. I mean, she sent me like a whole slew of pictures because I think that because of their focus, they're trying to take and capture as many great photos as possible, but you can see there that picture with the 3 kids and, you know, their heads together and they're doing the work. That's great evidence of a positive learning environment and best practice as well. Guyan Creek Elementary is next, and that school is led by Mrs. Rose. And she, her team, they're digging into the belief that every day counts, and they are working together to make the most of every opportunity to reach their families and students. And you can see here from the pictures that learning environment is both positive, productive, and you can even see in the corner that great work it looks like kids are doing with that particular teacher. At New Augusta Public Academy South, whew, that's a mouthful. Mrs. Foster is leading her team. She says they're always soaring. So I said, come on, give me the actual theme for the year, and it was the Olympic theme, going for gold. So you know Mrs. Foster, you're not surprised. But so if you've been over to New Augusta South, they had all things Olympics and gold, mostly gold. And so, and they're creating opportunities for staff to do team building and student engagement and all of those things. And then last but not least, we have our Snacks Crossing Elementary School, Rockets, and Mrs. Jones and her team, their theme is You Matter. And this team is actually riding on a lot of momentum right now because of their success from the IREAD 3. They grew 18.5%, and they were Mrs. Jones and her team. They were actually able to speak at the State Board of Education meeting, and so that's a great momentum for them. And they're looking at really tightening up and improving even on what the work that they've
and just to reiterate that fact real quick. They're one of the top 10 schools, not top 10%, one of the top 10 schools in the entire state of Indiana when it comes to growth. And also recall that this is a school that has historically had one of the highest percent of our students qualifying for free and reduced lunch, right? So as we think about trends and correlations, that's a big deal. So we're really proud of the work that they've done.
And I know that Dr. Gatewood is going to present in one of the future meetings a lot of our data, so you'll get a chance at some point to hear all of that good work. So thank you for giving me a little bit of time to present about the elementaries, and Mr. Inman.
Thank you, Mr. Hardiman. Ms. Hardiman, excuse me. Mr. President, members of the board, Dr. Young, it's been a tremendous start for our secondary building at the high school and middle schools. They've worked extremely hard, the principals and their staffs, to again have great achievement. They had a lot of gains last year academically, climate-wise, culture-wise, and we look to build upon that. So I'd like to start off with our high school. Mr. Waller's in his second year, and he is he did a tremendous job last year, worked extremely hard. We had some great gains, but his theme for this year is celebrating every voice, whether that's in teaching and learning, whether that's in academics, performing arts, clubs, making sure that every voice is heard and every voice is valued. So that's their theme at the high school for the year. But again, beginning the second year, some celebrations from last year. These are some preliminary numbers: a 95.1% graduation rate, 90% federal graduation rate for the first time, 0 waivers, which is remarkable. Wow. Nearly 15 million.
Can we just pause on that real quick?
just some huge gains there. 15 million in scholarship, over 7,400 college credits earned by Pike High School students. 7% increase in the number of students that passed AP tests. Now, one thing that's remarkable there is the number of students that took AP exams and AP classes went up, and the pass rate went up. Usually, when you have an enrollment like that goes up, sometimes your pass rate goes down, but ours actually increased. 9 AP courses saw the highest overall scores score average in 5 years, 7 AP courses scored above the state average, and then we always like to see a reduction in out-of-school suspension. So just some quick data there for Pike High School. Some coming events at Pike High School. Again, we have the QR code there for performing arts and the Pike High School athletic calendar, and you can see some of the upcoming events there at Pike High School. One of our big renovations that we appreciate from you guys and Dr. Young is the renovation of our Pike Township Planetarium. So new technology, new seating. I had an opportunity to go in there last week, and it's an amazing facility. Again, something that's really unique. I think there's 2 high schools in the state that have a planetarium, and we actually have 2 retired teachers that kind of oversee that and volunteer their time as overseers for the planetarium. Seats are remarkably comfortable, so if you go in there, you'll enjoy that, and so hopefully you get to take advantage of our planetarium.
Wow.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Our Pike Prep Academy, Mr. Cooper's beginning his 2nd year there, 99% graduation rate.
All right.
Yeah. Total of 138 Pike Prep students earned their Pike High School diploma from PPA. Again, put that on your calendars. Class of 2025 graduation is May 29th. So we're looking forward to that already. Class has always started out there. They have about 100 students right now. They can go up to 125 when students graduate. Obviously, we can move more students in. We move them in at the quarters based on the need there. And again, this school or this portion of Pike High School is for students that may be behind on credits, students that need to recover some credits. We also have an expanded pathway options for students there, and you can see that with some virtual options, and then they can continue with some pathways there at the high school. They also received a AI-supported alternative education grant, so our students will get hands-on experience with AI, and again, get hands-on experience with going forward in that arena. New Augusta North, Mr. Dobbs' quote is, "Education is the key that will unlock endless opportunities throughout your life." Again, Mr. Dobbs has been in the district for a long time, a veteran principal, does an amazing job. They had some great growth last year. His theme for this year is content, culture, and community. Content, connection to the learning, connecting to each other, and then connecting to the real world. Again, we want to thank you for the remodeled bathrooms at our 3 middle schools. They are very nice. They're able to withstand a lot of hand prints and things of that nature. So it's a great improvement at the middle schools. Mr. McKinney is beginning his 2nd year as principal at Guyan Creek Middle School. Again, had some great gains at Guyan Middle School. And again, their theme is our kids deserve high expectations in everything. So everything they do, behavior, culture, academics, the way they do things is with a high expectation. And if you go into that building, you'll see that. You really see that. So he's done an amazing job at Guyan Creek Middle. Some of their upcoming events, and that was a begin the year photo with their staff. And one thing is, with our staffing is completely full, which is a remarkable accomplishment with HR and everything, because there's a lot of schools out there that have vacancies, and we're completely full. Maybe 1 or 2 instructional assistants, that type of stuff. But when you have qualified teachers, it makes a huge difference. And this year, starting the school year, we were in good shape at all levels secondary. Lincoln Middle School, perseverance, respect, integrity, determination, empathy. And again, this is Dr. Tapler's, I believe, 4th year as the principal. Lincoln Middle School is a place where student success is evident, high expectations are established, and healthy relationships are formed. So, again, just constant improvement there in all areas at Lincoln Middle School, and we just want to keep getting better. A lot of engagement, and again, some renovations there at Lincoln Middle School. But a great start. We're very proud of what we accomplished last year, and we want to keep improving this year. So, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Inman and Ms. Hardeman. Any questions or comments?
Yes, Mr. President, could we applaud Mrs. Hartman for her report as well?
Good job. Good. Any other questions or comments? All right, moving on to our action items. Action item A, to approve our minutes for our last board meeting, August 8th. Do we have a motion?
Second?
We have a first and a second. Any questions or comments? All right, we'll go on to vote. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? All right. On to action item B, approval of the revised 2024-25 student parent handbook. Dr. Bishop.
And Mr. Anderson, on this one, we would like to not make that recommendation. We'll bring it back. Just identify some things today that we want to clean up before we bring it back.
All right, thank you very much. So we will, let's
Just a motion to
get a
take it
motion
off.
to table that and to the,
Make a motion, we table action item B.
Second?
second, I have a first and a second. We're going to vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right. On to action item C, Digital Learning Parent and Family Support Grant. Dr. Bishop.
Good evening, Mr. President, members of the board, and Dr. Young. I seek your approval for action item C, the Digital Learning Parent and Family Support Grant as presented.
So moved.
Second?
We have a first and a second. Do we have any questions or comments? All right, we'll go on to vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, thank you very much.
Thank
Dr.
you.
Bishop. On to action item D, our human resource report. Due to the confidentiality of the human resource report, we won't entertain any questions or comments. Dr. Hunt.
Mr. President, members of the board, Dr. Young, I ask that you approve the HR report as presented.
I move we accept the report as presented. Second?
We have a first and a second. Okay, we'll go on to vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you, Dr. Hunt.
Thank you, sir.
Action item E, request approval to apply for the IDOE 2024 K Robotics Competition Grant. Mr. Inman.
Mr. President, members of the board, Dr. Young, I'm seeking approval for action item E, request approval to apply for the Indiana Department of Education 24-25 K-12 robotics competition grant as presented.
So moved.
Second?
We have a first and a second. Do we have any questions or comments? All right, we'll go ahead to vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? All right, thank you very much, Mr. Inman. Action item F, Ms. Hardeman.
Hello again, Mr. Board President, members of the board, and Dr. Young. I am requesting the approval of action item F to apply for the Forum Credit Union Educator Grant on behalf of College Park as presented.
I move we accept it as presented.
Second.
We have a first and a second. Do we have any questions or comments? All right, we'll move on to vote. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Thank you very much, Mrs. Hardeman. All right, I'd like to move that we combine action items G, H, I, and J, all by Mr. Foster.
Second? Or do we need a
No,
motion?
no, no, no.
Okay.
Good evening, Mr. President,
Just wanna make
members of the
sure we
board,
do it right.
Dr. Young. I present to you items G through J. They are the declaration of surplus, claims and allowance, contracts, and donations. I recommend your approval as presented.
So moved.
Second.
We have a first and a second. I'm just going to reiterate the fact that these are for action items G, H, I, and J. We'll move on to vote. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Thank you very much, Mr. Foster. All right, lastly, board member items. We'll start with Dr. Moore.
I have nothing tonight, just happy to be here.
All right, thank you, sir. Ms. Lomax.
Good evening, and I'm excited for the report of the beginning of the school year. I love that we don't have cookie cutter schools. We are Pike, we are one, and we are the gift that you didn't know you needed. But the schools have their own distinct personalities and things, and they're getting back in the groove and the swing of things in their own distinct ways. It's awesome. The information, the fact that we can have very good facilities for our students makes a difference. And I know of what I'm speaking of. In other places, it's not as good. I hope we do realize, what a blessing that is. And we tied in the gold medal race, y'all. But it was okay. We tied.
But we won the
So I
overall.
was all right with that. And so, continue to go Red Devils and vote.
Thank you, Ms. Lomax. Mrs. Barnes.
It was my pleasure to visit several of the back-to-school nights, so I got to make sure I shout them all out. So this goes to Pike High School, New Augusta North Public Academy, Guyan Creek Middle School, Eagle Creek Elementary School, Guyan Creek Elementary School, Deer Run. Thank you to all those principals and the teachers. I visited a lot of classrooms. They're so creative, and I really enjoyed that. I did have a chance to rest for a moment when I was at Pike High School in the planetarium. Oh my goodness, it was overwhelming just how nice it was. It was like I paid to go there, but I know I just walked down that back hallway and just went in the door. And so the fact that we can provide that to our community, it's a gem. And if you haven't gone, I implore you to go. It is absolutely a gem of that school, and it's a gem of our district. And so I just encourage you to do that. But there are so many amazing things happening here in Pike. We're Pike proud, and we are the gift that you probably didn't know that you needed.
Thank you, Mrs. Barnes. Dr. Webster.
I don't have anything.
Thank you very much. Dr. Hop.
Just a couple things. I got to go to a couple back-to-school nights, and what was always great to see is the amount of parent involvement. The PTAs at the elementary schools are in full bloom, and bringing new parents in and getting them when they're in kindergarten and keeping them all the way until they're 5th grade. So I think that's the big thing for me, is seeing that parent engagement. Yeah, just excited for football season starting tomorrow night. And yeah, chills in the air a little bit. Friday Night Football.
Thank you, Dr. Hop. Ms. Kelly.
Good evening. Welcome back officially again. We are, again, in the swing of it. Like Ms. Loma, I love each of our buildings have their own flavor. And I didn't make it to middle school and high school, but I did make it to 3 of the elementaries on that, the evening. I got a chance to go to Fishback, New Augusta South, and Central Elementary. And when I drove through the district, the cars in the lots at all the buildings, it was amazing for the littles. So we know people will come out for their babies. And keeping the parents, I love how every building had something with an emphasis of not just student engagement, but also parental engagement. And I think they're hitting the mark because parents came out in the rain for their kids. And to meet, they had already met the teacher, so it wasn't like they were meeting this teacher for the first time. They were coming back out to see how the first couple weeks of school have gone. And then hearing the reports this evening, we're off to a good start. Our kids are getting back in the swing. We want to make sure everybody's well, as always. It's, again, we are Pike proud and looking forward to tomorrow night's game, and just for an awesome semester of students learning and achieving, and staff growing, learning, achieving as well. And just, we started strong, so we want to when we get to December, we want to stay strong.
All right. Very much.
All right, so
Dr.
tomorrow,
Young.
yes, sir, thank you. Zionsville at home, so I think this is our year. I'm feeling it. So starts with a good start, and look forward to, rooting on the team. Many people have heard about the Lilly Endowment. So Lilly Endowment has committed $600 million to support Marion County schools. I think it's $450,000 to public schools. There's an informational meeting that I'll be attending tomorrow to get information. Obviously, we, like every other school district or school, want to take advantage of that opportunity. It will be a quick turnaround. I believe it's around September 13th or so that we have to submit the planning grant. So our team will be working very diligently over the next 2 weeks, one, to identify what our ask will be, and then to turn that around very quickly.
Thank you, Dr. Young. In closing, I want to reiterate the themes to the schools, especially the schools that I visit. College Park, I've been to Deer Run a couple times, and also Eastbrook. The themes match the leadership from the principals, especially when it comes to Deer Run. Know better, do better, and if you know what I'm talking about. So, can I get a motion to adjourn?
So moved, Mr. President.
All right,
Second.
meeting adjourned.